Guys, it's Professor Daniel here, and I had some questions about the question marks.png supplemental exercise in Module 3 that I thought I'd go over. The different versions of the books have showed different ways to select, so I'm going to actually start with a simpler way than the book. But before we get started, let's read the instructions here. In your data files, you should see a file called questionmarks.png. I believe it's a hot link, and I can just click on here to download it and or save it. But I've already done that, so I'm going to come here and it says open the file in Photoshop, save it as a PSD. So let's do that before my computer crashes. File, save as, and it was a PNG and I'm changing it to a PSD. PNGs can only have one layer. Photoshop documents can have lots of them, and it's generally how we save stuff in our class. So let's go to my desktop, someplace I can find it, say save. Doesn't matter where you put it as long as you know where it is. Okay, so it says the next thing, it says using the tools covered in lesson 3, select one of the question marks. Okay, well we're gonna start here with a tool that's not in lesson 3, but it's been in Photoshop since the beginning. The quick select tool was, I believe, one of the ones that they used, as well as like the marquee tools. So magic wand tool, it's been in Photoshop since the beginning, and basically it looks at the pixel underneath where I click and selects it. So if you noticed, if you can tell from the movie, when I selected it, it selected all 4 of these question marks that were of the same value. And if I click on here, this is the same value, so it selects it all. It's because there's a button up here checked that doesn't say contiguous. So I'm going to check contiguous so I can select these one at a time. Now if I click on one, it selects like the continuous purple that is contained. And if I hold my shift key down, I can add to that selection, and so I can grab the bottom of the question mark, the dot. So top left corner, I've selected that one. Let's see what the instructions tell us to do next. It tells us to press Control J or Command J to create a new layer from the selection. Well, they've sort of changed that, and I should update that, so sorry guys. Let me just tell you what to do here. So I can go to the Layer menu, Layer, New, Layer via Copy. That will not delete any of the original layers in case I get it wrong, or but Layer via Cut would cut one out of the original. So let me do that first just to show you what happens here in my menu. So it's disappeared from the original layer here. I'm going to Command Z or Control Z on the Mac or on the PC to undo that. I'm going to go Layer, New, Layer via Copy. So it gives me an extra without deleting the original, just in case anything goes wrong. It's still there. Okay, so then the instructions tells us to adjust it probably. With your new layer selected, go to Image, Adjustment, Hue and Saturation. So let's try that. So I have that layer selected. Maybe I will name it just so I'll be less confused. So double clicking on it, I'm going to put top left. And I'll go Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation. I believe that's what they asked us to do. And let's see, let's make this one a different color. Okay, just something contrasty. All right, so probably any of these things will do for what this assignment is about. Let me show you another way to make it. The magic wand would be the easiest for these because they're all sort of the same color. But remember to make sure your menu, it says contiguous is checked, because that'll just select the one question mark at a time, so to speak. All right, next thing I'm going to try this quick selection tool, which I believe is used in the book. So I'm using my left and right brackets to make it larger or smaller. But let me see if I can get it to work here. So. Nope. So it has to be small enough to sort of find its way around. So it's got like auto enhance by default is on. So when I let go, it does a pretty good job. And again, I'm adding the, I don't even have to use the app to add. So, just making sure that my brush is sort of the right size, and that'll sort of automatically do it. And again, if I wanted to duplicate that, I can go layer, new, and again, I'm doing a via copy because that will not mess with my original. Oh, I also have to make sure that I'm actually on my layer 0, my original, or else, like, how would it copy something from there, right? There's nothing there. So make sure I'm on the layer that I want to copy from. Layer, new, via copy, and again, to change the color of that, we can just do something from the adjustment menu. A lot of these will do the same sort of thing. Let's try another one just for fun. Let's try color balance, and make it more. Anyway, this is probably a little more for adjusting a photograph or something. But that's nice little purple. I'm a sucker for a good purple. Just, I want it different enough from the others so it looks different. Same idea. And then I'm going to name these as I go because that's a good habit to be in and using Photoshop. Bottom left. Again, selecting my original layer, my bottom layer, and this time I'm going to go use my lazy one. Let's see what else we got here. There's that polygonal, the magnetic lasso tool. Again, pretty torturous, but totally can do a good job on this because there's so much contrast. And let's see if it can automatically fix my laziness here. And so adding to, let's see, add to with the plus here. Shift key adds the plus in this tool, so I'm trying to add to there. Let's try that again. It's not very fun to add to. Anyway, not my favorite tool in the whole world, but doable. One of the things when I do use that tool, the delete key will like sort of undo the points and work your way back, which is helpful if you're having such a hard time here like me. Let's try this one more time here. So I'm trying to add to fix this part that I kind of lazily didn't get. So by basically circling around it. So using my shift key to turn it into the add to the selection, grabbing points. So anyway, then again, I could do that here at the bottom too, plus. And if I just go slow, and it's going to do a lot better of a job. I'm just trying to go fast. I don't know why. So you wanted to watch a boring video, perhaps. Okay, so I'm on the layer that I want to be selected. And I do, again, with the image adjustments. I'll just go with the hue and saturation, because that's... Oh, here, let's just go lazy. Invert. The opposite of that color magenta is that color green. Yay. Oops. So I didn't make a new layer. So I undid that, Command Z, and layer, new, via copy. That's been working out for me. And then again with the image adjustments, I'm going to do that invert again because I like that green. Snappy. Okay, back to picking my my bottom layer, and I'm going to go lazy now since I kind of covered the magnetic lasso tool. So this shape is so odd that none of these, like rectangle or elliptical or any of that stuff's going to be much use. The magic wand is really going to be your sneaky way to get this assignment done easy. Again, because this one isn't connecting, I've got to go in with my shift key and add the little pieces. So this one is the trickiest of the bunch and maybe should be saved for last, but hey, maybe do it first. So again, layer, new, via copy, and I should rename these ones. Let's say top right for the green, and we don't even know what color this is going to be yet. So let's image adjustments, I'm going to go off the map here and go gradient here. What? Not even working, but let's see. Oh well, I got a color out of it. I'm not quite sure why the gradient wasn't working, but not worth going over in this demo. And then I'll just do this last one real quick. Again, making sure that I'm on the bottom, the one that actually that exists in, and I'm using my magic wand to select top, holding the shift key to select the bottom, remembering to say layer, new, via copy, and let's make that some nice interesting color to really draw the eye image. Adjustments, and let's say hue and saturation. That's the one I think you're supposed to be playing with. Let's go red here. Can I get a good red? There we go. There. Wow. It's getting to be one of my favorite oranges. There we go. Nice bright safety orange. Safety first, kids. Okay. Maybe I'll name that one center. Maybe I'll name that one bottom right. If you wondered how I made these really big, I make them really big like this so it'll show up on the movie. Top right corner of our layer palette, and we go under somewhere in here, panel options probably, and we can tell these little icons to be a certain size. I just have them cranked up to 13. All right, thanks for listening, and hopefully this will not torture you that much more. Maybe I better save it first. Command S.